Hello, today I'm going to be teaching you how to make these adorable, massive crochet scrunchies, which are so fun and so beginner friendly. Really only takes a few stitches and the same movements over and over. I'm going to teach you all of them and you'll be ready to go. You can do it in multiple colors and kind of a wonky checkerboard pattern, or just one color and have a nice fluffy scrunchie to play around with. Either way, it is so fun and I guarantee you're going to want to pump out like a million of these. I know I have. This pattern was originally published in the Q2 2024 issue of Material Girls magazine, which is a free fiber art magazine that has a bunch of patterns in it. There are multiple crochet patterns and knit patterns in this issue, as well as a sewing pattern, some fun activities and interviews, loads of fiber art fun, always free to download in the description. Hope you check it out. I'm going to be using mohair yarn, 2 strands held together. This is size 0 yarn or lace weight, some scissors, a 3.5mm crochet hook, and a hair elastic to build the scrunchie around. It's important for yarn this thin that you hold 2 strands together, so I wound up a second ball so that I can be pulling off of 2, holding them together, and this will make it nice and thick and fluffy. Start with a simple slip knot by pulling up a loop and adding it to your hook, and we're going to crochet right onto the hair elastic. Insert your hook into the elastic and pull up some yarn, then yarn over and pull through those 2 loops on your hook. This is a basic single crochet, but we're doing it around the hair elastic. Pro tip, just hold on to your ends and crochet them all together. This will keep you from having to weave them in later, and it won't show at all when you finish the scrunchie that it's a little bit thicker there. Continue with this basic single crochet across the entire hair elastic until it's all covered up. So again, this is just inserting your hook, pulling up a loop, yarning over, and pulling through 2 loops on your hook. Make sure that you are holding 2 strands of yarn this whole time, and when you think you're getting to the end, no you're not. We're going to scrunch it up and put as many stitches on here as you possibly can. That is how you're going to get it super roughly. So I'm just pulling my stitches back and then continuing to add more single crochets until it's really packed and I can't get any more on there. This is a packed scrunchie. Now we're going to finish off the row with a basic slip stitch. So insert your hook into the first stitch that you made, wrap your yarn around, pull it through, but instead of yarning over, just pull directly through the loop on your hook. To start the next round, we're going to do 3 double crochets into the first stitch. So yarn over, insert your hook into that first stitch, pull up a loop of yarn, wrap your yarn around again, pull it through the first 2 loops on your hook, yarn over again, and pull through the last 2 loops on your hook. We're going to do that whole double crochet sequence 2 more times, all into the same stitch, but on your last one, instead of pulling through those last 2 loops, you're going to leave them on your hook so that we can change colors. Grab your second color, again using 2 strands at the same time, and we're just going to lay that over our hook and pull it through the 2 loops to complete the double crochet while changing the colors in the process. Now we're going to move on to our next stitch and do 2 double crochets into the same stitch. Same double crochet sequence as before, yarn over, but this time you're going to insert your hook into the next stitch over, and you're going to hold your first color right above it so that as you crochet around that first color so that it doesn't show at all on the outside of your crochet. I'm also holding all of my strands together, including the end, again, just so that I don't have to weave it in later. So I have pulled up a loop. Now I'm going to yarn over, pull through 2 loops on my hook, and pull through the last 2 loops on my hook. We're going to do this one more time, so just 2 double crochets in this one. And since this is the last stitch we're going to do in this color, as you do the double crochet, you're again not going to pull through the last 2 loops. You're going to instead pull your first color up to finish off that double crochet and change colors. So this is where our pattern starts. So we're back with color 1, and we're going to do 3 double crochets into the next stitch. Again, make sure now that you're using 2 colors that you're always crocheting around the color that you're not actively stitching with so that it looks nice and seamless on the outside. Here's my 3rd double crochet into that same stitch. So on the last move, I'm going to switch to my 2nd color to finish off the double crochet and head into doing 2 double crochets in color 2 into the next stitch. So that's our pattern. We're going to do color 1, 3 double crochets in 1 stitch, switch to color 2, 2 double crochets into 1 stitch. This is going to start our kind of wonky checkerboard pattern. As you continue the pattern around the round, you're going to see it start to ruffle up in a very cute little ruffly way. We're going to continue doing this around, but make sure that you end with color 2 so that it goes every other all the way around the round. If it doesn't look like it's going to line up like that, just skip 1 stitch so that it does end with color 2 at the end. Make a basic slip stitch to end the round. So go into the corner of your first double crochet, pull up a loop and pull it straight through. Now we're headed into round 3. Start by chaining 2 and then making 2 double crochets into that first stitch. After this, we're going to be doing 3 double crochets into every single stitch across the round, but of course we have to change colors to keep up this wonky checkerboard pattern. So anytime you are stitching into color 1, you should be using color 2, and vice versa. Whenever you are stitching into color 2, you should be using color 1. So here we're about to come to our first color change. You need to cut the color that you were using on the second round in order to restart a new strand here. Otherwise, you're going to see a chain on the outside, which is not what we want. So I'm starting with a new color here, pulling it through to complete my double crochet and continuing on. As you can see, I'm using my first color, but stitching into my second color. I feel like for me, it's so much easier to just watch this pattern than try to figure it out by hearing the instructions, since it is so much vice versa in this color into that color kind of stuff. But if it would be helpful to you to see it all written out with what color should be and what stitch at what time, the written pattern is free to download in the issue of Material Girls magazine that is linked in the description of this video. So continuing around the round, doing 3 double crochets in each stitch, switching your colors when you need to. We're going to see the wonky checkerboard pattern start to build up with that every other color, and since we're adding so many stitches, it gets very roughly and very huge very quick, which is great. We're going to end the round with a basic slip stitch again. I've done my last double crochet. I'm going to insert my hook into the edge of my first double crochet, pull through a loop and pull it through the loop on my hook. Then I can pull that out, cut my yarn, and begin weaving in any ends. I don't have many to weave in because I was holding them throughout the process of making the scrunchie, but at the end here and the times when I changed colors between rows, I will. And here is my finished fluffy scrunchie. If you're in the market for some more fun free crochet patterns, head to materialgirls.com to our crochet section. All of these were released in the Material Girls magazine, so you can read the magazine, you can join our group chat, you can try all these patterns out. We've got a ton of fun stuff going on, so I hope you give it a look and you enjoyed this tutorial. Have a great day.